Hey, welcome to Assess Bushcraft and Survival. I'm Bushcraft, and today we have a bit of a chat. So right now I'm out and about, and look, I wanted to talk about, given the current series that we have going on, what exactly constitutes a good place to lay down your bed. And by that I mean, what constitutes a great place to go and to make and set up a camp. Well, there are certain things that you want to be looking out for, certain things that should pique your interest, certain things that should be avoided as well. Some of these things are going to be, they're going to make a lot of sense to you. Some of them maybe you hadn't thought of. Here's something though. So this here, that's a game trail of most likely of some animal, right? Some animal, possibly people. But that's a popular track. Now you may want to stay away from tracks like that. Now how far you stay away is again a little bit of a question. There are certain things you can look up here. Right, the land is all it looks pretty flat, but I can tell you right now that's uphill, right? That's uphill. If I sort of hold it out there like that, you can see that clearly goes up like that, right? So you can see that a little bit more here. Right, there's some rocky undulation here, for example, where I am. So you're not going to rest your bed here and sleep on rocks. There's no water close by to where I am right now, and that's sometimes something that you're going to want to be looking for. Something else you want to be looking for is you want to try and stay away from tall trees that could very well fall on you. So if you're looking up here at some of these here, and especially if it's a windy day, right? If you're looking around and some of these look like there could be a bit of overhang. So let's just say, for example, here. So here I am, and there's a tree just here. In fact, there's two trees just there next to each other. For example, let's have a look at these. Now, what's wrong with this area here? Well, depending on how you feel about stuff, maybe nothing. But well, there's this guy. Now I'll stop here for a second because there's a thing over here. Ooh. Don't know if you saw it in the background. Hello, Skippy. Rightio. Well, you can see these guys just over here. Well, you can see a couple of trees. That guy looks in shot. And hopefully, there's another one just over here as well. And in between them is this thing, this big guy. Yeah. And so, what I wanted to point out is that, for the most part, that looks all right. It doesn't seem that bad, does it? But the issue is that there's a big set of tree right there that's in the middle. Now you're not going to want that, really. Where are you going to lay down? In the middle? Look. If it so happens that you're out and about and it just seems like the best spot, nothing's stopping you from setting up a spot there. But I'd tell you to avoid something. Alrighty, so as I was saying, these guys over here, not perfect. You also got, again, more undulating ground. You saw those kangaroos earlier, hopefully. You got this guy here, right? Again, that's another track. This kind of looks like possibly maybe overflow water or something like that. Just seems like water's been flowing through here, so it's probably a low-lying area. Possibly, if there's heavy rains, this might be the first place. Now, again, if you can stay away from low-lying areas, perhaps that's something else that you want to be looking out for. This one's going to go without saying, but check these out. I thought you'd like this. Look at this. That's a big hole. Big hole. Don't set your bed up in that. It's not. Well, I mean, look. You know what? In some situations, that actually might represent a fantastic place to set your bed up. Obviously you got natural cover from wind and things like that. But for what we've been showing you in the video series, This is a bad idea. You don't want that because, I mean, where are you supposed to, it's going to hang your ridge line across this tree and over to this guy over here, and right in the center there, you have a big hole. It's not going to work. But possibly, right, in certain situations, maybe that'd actually represent a really good place, depending on what you've got. Something that you would want to watch out for, and this is probably a great way to show you, is undermining of a tree. So you can see just down there, the root system's exposed. Now this looks like a decently sturdy tree. I don't think that's going anywhere, right? But you don't know in terms of what that tree's been through and exactly what the root system looks like underneath. And with that in mind, similar to what I was saying before about watching out for the tops of trees that under windy conditions might represent a hazard. You also want to be watching out for trees that have been undermined in certain ways. Here's another good example. I'm just walking up across, so you can see the undermining there. Again, for the most part, this tree, it's pretty sturdy. Doesn't really feel like it's going anywhere, but again, you don't know. You don't really know. So if you can avoid that, that's a good choice. Where possible, having a source of water nearby is definitely preferable. I happen to know that way, probably about maybe a K. There's a dam. Now, the dam seems like it's got potable water, but where possible, obviously, keeping any types of any water purification elements nearby is obviously going to be good. You certainly don't want to be drinking anything out of anything. Running water is obviously best. There aren't any rivers or streams nearby here that I could possibly point to and know that there's potable drinking water there. Which, if this was going to be a location for something, would mean that I'm definitely having to bring in an amount of water at the very least. But yeah, stuff to look out for. Watch overhead for trees and debris. Watch, what is on the ground, rocks and sticks and things like that. Pick your location. Now I didn't show you before, but there is traces of kangaroo and other animal scat all over the place. So you can use that for hunting purposes, depending on where you are and what your rules are, and keeping within all legalities. But there's rupu and all that kind of stuff around. So again, you don't want to be setting up your bed there. No one wants that. Keeping away from game trails. You don't want to sleep across a game trail. You don't know what other animals are going to be walking across that. You want to be making sure that you're looking for level ground. Level ground's obviously more comfortable. Looking for natural protection. I mean, there's not really much that I can point to right this very second. That just about does it. Covering off all the different items there. Making sure that you're observing the surroundings where you're going to be setting up your camp. Making sure you're watching out for things on the ground. Rocks and poo and game trails and all of that. Trying to set up near points of interest, whether it be especially like water and points of communication, or again depending on where you are, what your ordnance are, and how long you're going to be out there and the like. Watching out for things above you, so making sure that trees and that overhead aren't posing a danger to you. Making sure that that you've picked a spot. I mean, there should be enough trees out here, for example, that you can find two of them that are sitting pretty parallel, that are away from as much debris as possible. That should work out well for you. Anyway, guys, that's been a bit of an educational rant by Bushcraft on where and when and how you might very well go and place yourself a shelter. I guess with that, I should just tell you that it's been real, it's Bushcraft, and stay safe in the bush.